What's up, everybody? This is your girl Mona Lisa, and welcome back to the Mona Lisa Show. I'm also known as XM's Life here on YouTube because I love playing with The Sims and diving into their life stories. So, you guys, today on another Werewolf Legacy, we are here with Daryl. And in the last episode, him and Dayna, they decided to call it quits and just give themselves some separation and just let the fear and the worries and the anger and the bitterness and the resentment die down between them, because Daryl did the unthinkable. In the last episode, he went on a rampage and he shifted in front of their son, Aiden. And Aiden, just now 1 year old, he's just now starting to learn how to walk and talk and all those things. And, Dayna, previously suffered a miscarriage with Daryl before she was even able to get pregnant with Aiden. So she was so fearful of Aiden's life because Daryl shifted in front of him. And so she locked Daryl out of the house, and Daryl was upset about that. He ran to his mate territory and his wolf was trying to claim her. First she thought that he was there to reject her, but then she told him to just go back to Dayna and that he is not himself. His wolf is on a rampage. His wolf is going crazy because his wolf needs to claim his mate, and Daryl is holding his wolf back from doing that. Once he was able to regain control after he got beaten up by Greg, and Greg beat some sense into him, he was able to express how he felt to Dayna once she finally let him in, once he shifted back to normal. And she expressed to him, Daryl, you told me that I can protect myself, protect our son, no matter what it takes. And that's what it took for me to protect us that night. You were too crazy. Your wolf was volatile. And Daryl's wolf just pushed to the forefront. And he's like, you feeble human. That is why I am destined and paired with my fated mate, which is an alpha. And her name is Rory. And basically breaking up with her for Daryl without Daryl's, technically wanting to break up with Dayna. And so Dayna said, you know what, you're right, I am unhappy, I want to go back to San Myshuno and become a celebrity, and this werewolf lifestyle is not for me because I have to stay secluded and I don't want to be secluded, and my child Aiden, can't be around you when you still haven't learned how to regain control or to at least have full control over your wolf. And as much as I love you and as much as you love me in your own way, we cannot be together because one, it is not fair to your mate, and it's not fair to me because I could potentially be somebody's mate one day. Dayna decided to call her aunt up, and her aunt came over, and her aunt had to basically get into this big argument with Daryl and basically tell him that he had to let her go and that she would get her lawyers involved if he didn't. And he's just like, you know what, fine, just go. So she was thankful for that, and so they left, and now Dayna is in San Myshuno with her aunt and Aiden. And you guys, it's almost going to be Christmas time, and I don't know if Dayna and Daryl are going to get back together. Dayna is sad. She's been feeling very depressed lately, but she knows she's going to be okay. She does miss Daryl very much. She loves him very, very much, and Daryl loves Dayna very much as well. He still has their pictures in her home. Not so much out in the open because he did do some renovations. After being locked out of the home, Daryl was able to renovate his home so that he's able to wolf out in peace and be able to be inside the home when he does have Aiden over for weekends visitation or for weeks on end. He just wants to be able to be safe, and he doesn't want what happened last night to ever happen again. Daryl is here at his adoptive parents' home, and he just wants to talk to them and get more of a sense of his background and just put more of the puzzle pieces together. Questions that he's been wanting to ask them for a very long time, but he just hasn't gotten around to it because after learning that he is the alpha of the Bloodstone Pack, he's been trying to integrate with the pack. Everybody knows what went down with Daryl and Dayna, how they are no longer together. Christopher, Stina, and Warren were there that night trying to be mediators, but they kind of stood in the background just listening because they didn't want to interrupt. He is their alpha, the alpha of the Bloodstone Pack. Christopher, is an alpha, but he is the alpha of the Moonwood Collective, so he can't encroach on how Alpha Daryl handles his mate or his pack unless he wants to go to war with Daryl's pack and all of those things. But Christopher was not happy about what happened that night, and he wants them to work it out, but at the same time Christopher knows that Daryl has a tough decision to make. Even though werewolf laws prefer werewolves to be mated with their true destined fated mate, they understand exceptions. They understand that in a case of your werewolf mate dying, in case of you never finding your mate, in case of you ever being rejected, you can imprint and claim another person or wolf as your mate. So Daryl is just torn between two women, Rory, Dayna, and whoever else comes into his life at this point, because Dayna is no longer in their home. They're no longer together. But, it does say here that he did have woohoo recently, but I don't know with who. I don't know if it was with Dayna before they got into that big, huge fight. So he's here with his adoptive parents, and I want him to just talk with them, get away from his house. His whole home turned to shit. He just needs to get away. Daryl is now become somewhat of an alcoholic. I think he's going to be picking up the habit of smoking as well. Not only did the fates sever his ties with his imprinted mate, his werewolf did that for him, because his werewolf is Team Rory. His werewolf wants his mate, and Daryl, just doesn't want to subscribe to the whole to be with you because you're my fated mate. He wants to be in love with Rory, and even though his werewolf is in love with Rory, Daryl, the human side of him, needs to feel that way. An ongoing battle with Daryl right now. But we are going to look at his relationships right now. And his relationship with Dayna, you can tell she has changed up her whole aesthetics. I did change up her look and create a sim. I did a lot of behind the scene changes. I changed up her aunt's apartment. I changed up Vanessa's living space. I changed up Vanessa's, wardrobe, as well as her son. I updated all of them. I updated a lot of Sims within the world, especially like Judith Ward. Dayna's going to meet a lot of celebrities, okay? And I changed up a lot of celebrities within the worlds for her to meet. And I updated everybody. But the one person we still have to update is Rory, but we're going to do that with Rory. And then as well as spending time with Rory, we're also going to spend time with Dayna and Aiden. And Dayna and Aiden are going to spend time with Vanessa and her son. And so I'm going to try to get those 3 things done today in this episode, you guys. And if I don't stick with it, oh well, because this game is just going to go how it goes. Daryl and Dayna, they do have a lot of sentiments towards each other. And Daryl is just feeling very guilty and sad for how he shifted and scared her. He knew it was too good to be true when she said that she would always stay by his side and be there for him and stick it out for the long haul. It's basically like that one lyric that says, why would you say forever if the option was to leave me? And so that's what Daryl, feels towards Dayna. He's like, in the moment of my need, you left me. And Rory has been blowing Daryl up since he came to her pack land, making sure he's all right again. And Daryl does want to take her out to like a lunch date and just get to know her some more. But I don't think he's ready for that quite yet. He's just very much so just trying to lick his wounds and trying to get out of this guilt and this feeling of, he failed at the relationship with Dayna, that he failed her. In a sense, he kind of did, and in a sense, she failed him because, she up and left, and she took their son. And now he has to figure out a way to, see his son and get custody of Aiden. So at least it's fair for the both of them. So this is where they're at right now in their relationship. This is where we're at right now in the episode. It just breaks my heart. I really thought that Dayna was going to be the one, but they're on a separation right now, and it's not the end. Today is Monday, and we are a week away from Christmas, you guys. And so Daryl is here at his adoptive parents' home, and this is what their home looks like, you guys. So that's what the front of the house looks like, and Daryl is going to knock on the door because he wants to get inside very quickly. Winter is coming. He's just very sad because he spent Thanksgiving with his ex, Dayna. His son was just aged up, and he didn't get to spend that much time with his son, but we will spend some time with our son. And Daryl, he's going to be a present father. Daryl is going to sit here and just talk to his adoptive father, Frederick, and he's going to ask him, what was it like when, I was dropped on your doorstep, and, tell me all about that night. Frederick's like, okay, you want to know? It was one wild and crazy night. Me and my wife, we were sleeping, and we heard wolves howling. And so I got up, I told her to get up, and I got my gun, and when I opened the door, I was about to go out there with my gun, but I saw a baby right there on my porch step, crying. And as I looked up, there was 4 wolves. 2 wolves were fighting the other 2 wolves. And I could realize that those 2 wolves were protecting this baby that was on my porch. So I took my gun and I shot the other 2 wolves, and I picked up this baby. I wrapped you up in my arms, in my embrace. I closed the door, and I heard the wolves howling. My wife is coming down the steps screaming, saying, what's going on? And I'm telling her to stay put, be quiet. And you're wrapped up in my arms, and I'm realizing this is what my father has told me all along, that werewolves do exist. Daryl's parents didn't have enough time to write a note or anything like that. They were on their way to Christopher's pack as this war broke out to drop, Daryl off for protection. And they were intercepted by rogues. So, his adoptive parents were able to help his parents, escape that attack and, help them kill off those rogues. And then after they shifted back, they were able to tell Daryl's adoptive parents all about the supernatural world. And Daryl's parents believed, because they saw them shift back. And so they said, please please look after and take care of our son. And, they said they would. And they said that they would be right back for him. But they never were able to come back because they died in that war. So Daryl was just like listening to his adoptive father with so much rapt attention, and he's just like, wow, my parents did all that they could for me, and they loved me in the end to, protect me by any means necessary. And so this is their house, Frederick and I think her name is Hannah. Yeah, Frederick and Hannah. This is their house, and this is the upstairs, and then here is downstairs. And then their backyard is very cool. I really love their garden back here. Daryl is enraged again. I don't understand why. He is just super upset. He is going to be in his prime very shortly, and we will be able to get more abilities for him to choose from. So hopefully he will be able to choose something that can help him regain his control, help him to be able to be a wolf full time, but walking around without being mad all the time. So he is going, who the frick is this? Is this a tragedy? Transformation Master Unlocked. Daryl has learned how to transform at will. Okay, so Sapphire over here is looking for love, and I'm sorry, Sapphire, but I gotta reject your date invitation. Like, that scared me for a second. I thought she was gonna pull up and freaking kill his ass because I have like this tragedy mod put into the game. So I told you guys this episode could go whichever way. Once I get done with the backstory, it could just go whichever way. Hey honey, you're very attractive, would you like to go on a date? And he's like, no. Can you please get the freak away from me? I forgot that one night Daryl got very super drunk. He renovated his house, as you will tell once we get back to his place how much he renovated it. But he graffitied one of his walls, and he was just drinking non-stop, and he got himself a dating profile on Simda app. Now he has random hookups coming to him, and Daryl forgot all about that now that he is sober, but he's going to go in here and he's going to clean up around his adoptive parents' home. And so he's just thinking over what his adoptive father said about that night, and he's just like, wow, like, it's so brave of them to take on such a task of raising a supernatural child, and that's what Dayna is going through right now. She's learning very quickly that she might need Daryl after all, because she's noticing some things about her son, especially when he plays with toys, that he doesn't play them normally like other children. He has them in his mouth, gnawing at it, chewing on them, shaking it around like he's a damn dog, which he technically is. And so some things, Daryl is going to have to teach his son that Dayna won't be able to. And so Dayna will have to come to that realization that she is going to have to call on Daryl a lot to, help her with her son, their son. Daryl's parents, his actual parents, his father's name is Julian and his mother's name is Rose. Frederick is telling Daryl all about Julian and Rose. Daryl is just thanking Frederick for finally, opening up to him about his real parents and what happened that night. Sapphire, I don't care how many sexy moves you pull on me. I do not want you. So Daryl is going to give her a ferocious introduction, and then he's going to tell her to, go away. Reject date invitation. Thank you. I don't have time for this, girl. I am in the middle of a storyline right now, and you are messing it up. But Daryl is going to tell her, bitch, if you don't get the freak away from me. And she's like, who the freak are you calling a bee? With meaningful stories, loner Sims stay playful for longer than they are alone with friends. Okay. Daryl scared Sapphire so bad she dropped her wallet. Nice. Oh my gosh. So Daryl is going to see if he can pick up that wallet. I don't think he can. So he's like, can you please just go away? I don't want you here. I said, you know what? Daryl's just gonna go home. Daryl's going home, and she better not stalk him home either. Daryl got all of the information that he needed from his adoptive parents. He's just gonna go home right now. I want you guys to see what his home looks like. Terrified, upset, scared. Why are you terrified? Witnessed murder. Daryl has witnessed a murder. No, wait. Witnessed who murdered who? Who killed who? You guys, Daryl just freaking witnessed a murder, and I'm over here trying to figure out who he freaking murdered, who he witnessed got killed, because I don't see anybody dying. Alright, so Daryl is definitely going to go home, and we are going to see what his house looks like. Home sweet home. And as you can tell, Daryl did do some decorations outside. He switched everything from Halloween to his Christmas decorations, and so he was able to do that, you guys. So upstairs, we're going to take a look really quick. Upstairs, I did a few changes. I changed up this room, changed it to lighter colors, and here in this office/seating area, I created it to be a little bit more light and bright as well. And then in Aiden's room, it's still the same, except for, we added the pictures of him when he was a baby and in his mother's belly. And of course, we still have the picture of Dayna. But here's Aiden, our son, when he was a baby. And I don't even think he has a picture of Aiden when he was a toddler. So we definitely have to make sure we do get some pictures of Aiden as a toddler. This is what the kitchen looks like, you guys. Daryl still has the pictures of Dayna and her friends here. He has to box them all up and give them to Dayna. But he did change up the kitchen. He changed it to blue and green, made it a little bit darker. He did go on a lot of rampages since Dayna left, and he's been scratching up his walls. So we're going to put the walls up right now, and he did let his kitchen go. He did let the kitchen go, you guys. Daryl hasn't been in his right mind. Like I said, he's been drinking a lot. He hasn't had a son. He has scratch marks everywhere. He was able to put his Christmas tree up, so that's good. And then we have his living room that I switched up for him. But this is a living room, you guys. Slammed his body into the wall. His werewolf was on a rampage, and so that's why there's a big crack on the wall. So he tried to decorate as best as possible around it. His water pipe burst, and so there's like all of this leakage on his walls that he wasn't able to get fixed from the landlord yet. So he's just been trying to decorate as best as he could. But he does have the pictures of him on his fireplace when he was at the peak with Dayna, and when he first shifted for the first time in front of Dayna. And here's the Christmas tree. One night, Daryl was very, very, very drunk, and he graffitied his wall. He was pissed off because the water bursted, and so he had all of his beers just drinking away, and this is what he did to his wall. And he just hasn't taken the time to really change it up. So Daryl has been one busy guy. And so remember, there used to be a door here that led to the bedroom. Well, he ripped that door away, as you can see by the plaster he put up. And then he just shoved a new couch up against the wall. And instead of the door being there, he placed the door outside here so he alone could have access to his room. So he could lock himself in this room while he's on a rampage, while his son is safe in the main house. And even though he was hurt that Dayna locked him out of the house, he thought of it as a very good idea. And so he took all of the necessary precautions himself, and he took it a step further. And so hopefully when she does come over to drop Aiden off, she can see that he took initiative, you know, and she will be proud of him and happy, and maybe will feel secure to maybe come back to the house. But I don't know. Once she sees the way this house freaking looks, she's going to be like, fuck no. He's in his room. With looking at all of the photos of him and Dayna and all of the good times that they had together. And I want to show you his room now. You know, he's scratching up his walls. He was pissed off. So this is his little bunker away from the home. And he still has the pictures of Dayna up and the baby Aiden. You know, all of his bills are piling up. Daryl is growing broke. He's trying to figure out a way where he can make some really good money. But this is his room for right now. I am glad that he decided to just give himself a twin-size bed, because I don't want him, you know, rumping in the sack with anybody, even though there is bushes around here for him to woohoo in, and the shower. Like, I want him to have this bedroom away from the house, away from people, and to have it to be kind of like a shrine between him and Dayna, because Dayna is no longer here. So it's just like Daryl is locking himself away, and he's just been like crying in here. You know, he's been leaving her messages and calling her and, you know, trying to, you know, get a hold of her, but she's been ignoring his calls because, one, she's been licking her own wounds. She's been, you know, sad. She's saddened by how he treated her and how he was just very aggressive with her. And, you know, it just made Dayna realize she is very weak compared to him when it comes to the physical aspect. And she was just very frightened by that, and just the way that he was just acting so different towards her. And she just realized, like, you know, his wolf is becoming more dominant, and she can't hold him back any longer, or his wolf back any longer, as you can tell by all of the scratches on the walls. His wolf has now learned how to transform on his own. So I want to check that out and see what that is like. Daryl is now a prime werewolf. Being a werewolf gets easier by the day. This sim has a new temperament that affects how he navigates the world and what causes fury to bubble over. Be sure to check out new abilities too. Daryl now knows how to transform, and he has now learned how to control his rampage. And I'm so excited for him because that is what him and Dayna have been fighting about nonstop, is him being able to control his werewolf and stopping him from going on all these rampages. So now that he has learned how to control himself, now that he took the initiative to create that room, you know, away from the home to protect his family, maybe he can get Dayna back. He does want to try with Rory, but at the same time, like, he is going to probably reject Rory. But he does want to at least give Rory a chance, and maybe, who knows, with the separation, he does get closer to Rory, or he gets closer to Dayna with all of these changes that he has made and all of these improvements. Daryl has been really working on himself, you guys, ever since Dayna left. And so I really hope that Daryl continues to keep working on himself, and I am just so happy that he's taken this initiative to become a better version. He's understanding now what Dayna has been saying all along, you know, that he needs to be able to control himself. And the other thing that Daryl can do, he can mark his territory. So I'm going to have him come outside and mark his territory, you guys, and see what that looks like. When I was doing everything behind the scenes, you know, I was just watching Daryl and his emotions, and he was just going through it. He was napping out here with all of these beer bottles surrounding him. In his own purse, you guys. So it was just very gross, very nasty. But Daryl does want to try to, you know, talk to Dayna, and send her a text, see how she's doing, see how Aiden is doing. Maybe see if he can, you know, talk to Dayna about having Aiden over. And here is Vanessa, you guys. I changed her up too. And he is also going to send a text to Vanessa saying, hey, I got some pictures here. Do you want them? Because I can give them to you. You can come over here. I'm going to give them to you. So that's what Daryl is going to do. He is going to give those pictures to Vanessa instead of Dayna, because I don't think Dayna has responded back to Daryl yet. So, and you know, Rusty hasn't been over here ever since we switched around our home. There has been a new pet that has been coming around lately, and it's been this wild rabbit here that Daryl has befriended since Dayna left. So he's going to talk about vegetables with this wild rabbit, and he is going to name this rabbit Bun Bun, because that's its name, Bun Bun. Daryl is going to check up on his chickens, just make sure they're doing okay. He's going to scatter the feed, and he is going to vent about everything that's going on. And Daryl does want to make a snow angel, and his crops are no more, but he was able to sell them, so he was able to get a good profit. And so Daryl is only down to $1,186 in his bank account. And so as he's over here just talking to Bun Bun and taking care of his chickens, Vanessa says she will be right over. And here is Vanessa, and she is looking so cute after I switched her up. And Vanessa is so bougie, and so is Dayna. Now they are climbing in their celebrity field. They just got done celebrating their film opening with everybody, their families and friends, so they were able to view their movie together, and they were congratulated. It was a hit sellout movie, and the girls are starting to become recognized, and they were gifted with so many gifts and flowers, and so, you know, they became so bougie. And look at the way Vanessa is dressing and just walking and just so happy. So he's just gonna say, hey Vanessa, I know you're friends with Dayna. I have a couple pictures here that she left behind, but she's not answering her phone, so if you can be so kind, please make sure she gets these photos, or you can keep them. I don't care, but I feel sad looking at these photos. So I really don't want to. I really don't want them anymore. So what he's going to do, he's going to make sure that Vanessa stays here, because I don't know where she went. Like they come over, but then they like disappear. So I'm waiting for Vanessa to come over to where Daryl is at, and I'm so happy Daryl is not rampaging anymore. I'm so happy he can transform whenever he wants to. I'm super proud of him. You know, he has come a long way. I don't know where Vanessa went to. Like, where did she go? Seriously. Vanessa? Hello? Like, where did you go? So what Daryl is going to do, he's going to send text. And I do want Daryl to decorate his tree, but I want to wait until Aiden comes over here for him to do that. And we are going to go over to Dayna's place and check that out, you guys, as well. So, you know, as Daryl is over here texting Vanessa and letting her know, like, hey, I got some pictures for you. Can you please come back over to my house so I can just give them to you? That'd be greatly appreciated. So Daryl got his pack of cigarettes, so he's going to have a cigarette and put this in his inventory. So he's going to smoke, you guys. He's going to want to take that. Stop playing on my computer, Daryl. And he's going to smoke really quick. And he got an incredible text, and I think it's because Dayna finally texted Daryl back, and she's like, you know, hey Daryl, you know, you can pick up Aiden sometime this weekend. So Friday. So what's going on? Like, there's a lottery, there's the game con, there's the polar challenge. So Daryl can pick up Aiden this Friday. And I think that would give Dayna enough time with, you know, Aiden. So here is Daryl smoking in his wolf form, but he just needs to return to normal. And he is going to do a somber howl. Daryl is on his way to becoming a veteran. But he did gain some points, and now he is able to earn some more ability. So he can choose from Lunar Blessing, which the moon impacts werewolves daily, from learning speed and quality of sleep to how everyone interacts together. Let the lunar gifts affect her all day long with this Lunar Blessing. Night Vision. Exploring the underground tunnels beneath Moonwood Mill can sometimes lead down to a dark dead end. With this ability, Daryl will be able to conquer them by seeing things he may have otherwise missed, as well as spend less time hunting for prey at night. Natural Healing. Daryl already feels anything but normal, but with a bit of effort and focus, the strength of the werewolf blood in his body can be harnessed to recover from various fights, injuries, and all physical maladies much more quickly. Ooh, Pack Howl. Use this new pack howl to communicate over great distances with other canine-minded creatures. Is there any sweeter sound than howls on the wind? Ditch the cell phone for the social dopamine drip. Return to wolf. So he can do this pack howl, and he can do this with his pack as well. And that's what Daryl truly wants. And it says, Curse Bearer. Bearer of the curse, seek others, grant them the gift, seek the moon, embrace the slight. So he can choose Curse Bearer, where he can transform a sim to a werewolf, and maybe he can transform Dayna into a werewolf. Oh my gosh, that would be wonderful. Would he want to do Curse Bearer or Pack? Okay, I want to do both. Curse Bearer and the Pack Howl and Natural Healing and Night Vision and Lunar Blessing. I want to get them all because I have 90 ability points, because yes, I did cheat that because I want to try it all. This is a legacy, yes, but it's also a let's play that dives into the werewolf pack, you guys. So we do have our abilities now, and I'm super excited. I am so super excited. So what can we do now? So Daryl is turning back to himself. And now that we got all of that, we can do Pack Howl. So he's going to howl, and hopefully everybody will come from the pack. I don't know who will come, but somebody better come. And then Daryl is going to also, let's see, groom himself. And, you know, groom himself some more. And he's just going to level up on his skills. And so Dayna is here with her son Aiden in her new room at her aunt's place. And so she's giving her son a hug because Dayna has missed her son, because she's been out and about, just going about around town, meeting and greeting her fans. And so Dayna, once she got done, premiering her movie and everyone just loving it, and it was a knockout movie and the highest rated out of the box office, she was, greeted with all these fans, and she was able to get her gifts, her flowers. She got a champagne bottle to celebrate. She got all her gifts, cards, and just all of this outpouring of love. And Dayna is just loving her life in San Myshuno. It did take her a minute though to just get over the separation anxiety with Daryl, but once she got over that, she was able to come into herself as a celebrity. And so this is her aunt's place now that I updated it, and I, upgraded a lot of things. I, opened up her aunt's bedroom. It was 2 bedrooms here, but I opened it up and made it into 1 big bedroom so that her aunt can take photos of her clients when they want to come over. Dayna was upset with her aunt because her aunt's clients were Mila and Rory, and they were over here to get their pictures taken. Dayna was very upset that they were over here, but Dayna talked with Rory and let Rory know that her and Daryl, are just going through a separation right now. Nothing is truly finalized, and Rory's like, I'm hearing something different. Daryl is saying that he's completely over you, but I think that's just Rory just planting these seeds of doubt into Dayna because now Rory sees that, hey, maybe she has a way to really get Daryl now it's fair game. Even if Daryl does end up moving on, Dayna thanks Daryl for the 6 beautiful years that he has given her and their beautiful son. Nothing could ever take away that bond and love that they have for one another when it comes to their son, and especially everything that they went through within their marriage and, within their relationship, all of their ups and downs, good and bad. She cherishes it all. So here is the living room, you guys. They have their Christmas tree, they have their presents out, and her Aunt May loves her rocking chair, and she loves her knitting station that she likes to knit over here and does all of that. And Dayna has made herself at home, and her son has made himself at home as well. And here is his bed, and I love that her room is big enough to accommodate her and Aiden while they're living here, at least temporarily. And Dayna does want to add some more presents, and she does want to go over to Vanessa's house to have Aiden spend some time with Mark, Vanessa's son. So she does want to decorate the tree with her auntie, and she also wants to do white and gold with her aunt, the tree skirt. And they're also going to place the present pile underneath the tree. And she is also going to maybe do popcorn and cranberries. I'm not sure, but I'm going to have Aiden come here. And we do still need a toddler chair for him. But he can eat in his toddler seat here if he wants to. So we really don't necessarily need a toddler's chair for him. But he's over here crying because he wants to see his daddy. He misses his daddy. And he also wants to hug his mommy and make funny faces. Daryl is calling. So Dayna is here right now decorating the tree with her Aunt May, and her son is over here just watching them. And so she is going to finish decorating, and then she's going to go over to Vanessa's house and just visit Vanessa and Mark, and just make sure that they are getting, love and attention. And they just got done decorating everything. It looks beautiful, and I can't wait till she throws a party over here. And Aunt May was able to get some flowers herself and some cards from her fans. It's just so great to see how far, Dayna is coming in her career. So Dayna her reputation is okay. It's getting up there, and she isn't even a notable newcomer. She has to really work on her fame, and so we're going to really pound the pavement on that and see how quick and fast we can get Dayna's fame up. So we are going to also we have to drop down Aunt May's star of fame down on the Hollywood Boulevard. So we will do that as well. And so we have a lot of things to do. So what we're going to do is get Aiden ready, and we're just going to get going with Aiden to Vanessa's house. And so let's go, Aiden. And we're going to travel to Del Sol Valley. And hopefully Vanessa is home because I want her to be home so we can have this play date. So we're going to go to Del Sol Valley, and she is going to go to Vanessa's home. And Vanessa moved in to their old lot and property, but she bulldozed their old house down, and she, created her own home there. And she is in love with her home. And her son Mark loves the place too. He runs around like crazy, making a mess everywhere he goes. Dayna is here at Vanessa's house, you guys, and I wanted to show you what this house looked like from the outside. And so Dayna is going to knock on the door, and hopefully Vanessa is home because Mark was outside just moments ago running around. So hopefully she's home and he's not home by himself, and she's going to see if she's there. And I love the fact that Dayna switched up all of her outfits. I do want to show you all of her outfits, you guys, but first and foremost, this is Vanessa's home, and I didn't do too much with the decorations, but I did do the bare minimum, which is give her a new bed and made sure that at least, Mark had a room made up for him. And this is what her downstairs looks like. This is her living room, and she has presents here as well, ready to go for Christmas. She still needs to get her Christmas tree, but Dayna is going to, discuss interests with her as Aiden is going to come over here and talk to Mark and just get to know Mark and become really good friends with him. And I really hope that, and you really just wave to him. He is so smart. That is so cute. Look at Aiden. Aiden is so cute. He's being so silly on a roll. So keep the jokes coming. So he's going to just keep on talking to Mark, and Dayna and Vanessa are just catching up together, you guys, and I love Vanessa's outfits. I love, how she just switched it up, and she's just very, just growing within who she is as a woman and a mother. And I love her home, you guys. It is so cute. So Dayna is over here learning some new things about Vanessa, and she's learning that Vanessa is neat. She's also, Vanessa says, I'm glad you don't think my mama jokes are getting old. And what else? Aiden reached level 2 in communication. And Aunt May is saying, you are so fun to be around, Aiden. And, Vanessa's audition starts in 1 hour. And Vanessa got into an audition. And she's been getting some good roles, and some roles that, I wish that Dayna would get. So Dayna, now that she's over her funk, she is going to check for some gigs. And hopefully she can get some really good gigs, you guys. So we are going to check for some gigs. Let's see. She can do preclinical pharmaceuticals, void bop, growing up, crumple bottom, Dead Sea Adventures. So I'm going to do the Dead Sea Adventures with her. And what does it say? She has to have a fitness level 3. So where's her fitness? So she does have a fitness level 3. So that's good. And her audition starts Wednesday at 9 a.m., you guys. So, that's going to be coming up shortly. So, Aiden is going to just spend some time, talk about superheroes with Mark. He's going to babble. He's also going to talk about his favorite color. And he is going to, let's see, and that's about it. That's all he can do. But he's also going to, okay, his thing is full. So, dang. So, what does this say? Killer roast. Dayna destroyed that Sim's confidence. Nice. Confidence. Dayna feels confident right now because she's being mean. Dayna, had a funny conversation. She's on a roll. She's feeling unsure. What does this mean? Something went wrong and Dayna is losing her confidence. Stabbed in the back. From loyal Sim trash talking a friend. Dayna has been bad-mouthing her friend. What kind of Sim does that? And growing so fast, her baby is growing up. Well, I guess Dayna was bad-mouthing a friend, and so she was getting confidence from that. But Vanessa was like, Dayna, like, that's not a good look. Like, you shouldn't be bad-mouthing your friends. And Dayna's like, listen, I don't like Rory, okay? I don't like any of these people. And you should know that, Vanessa. Like, I thought that me and Daryl were going to be forever, Vanessa, and it turns out that he has a mate, and it's not me. And I thought it was going to be me, and come to find out, and Vanessa's like, but I thought you wanted to be a werewolf. And Dana's like, I used to, I thought I did, but seeing everything that he had to go through, it's not something that I want. But again, you guys, Dayna hasn't seen Daryl, transformed and really in control of himself. So, who knows? It really means a lot to me that you make time for me. Just wanted to let you know. Dayna said that to Vanessa. And it's just so sweet that they are just spending some time together because it's something that they needed, you guys. So, I really don't want to end this episode here, but, it is going on a long time. But Dayna and Vanessa are just on a roll with each other, just loving each other's company. And, Dayna just missed this so much, but she is going to check up on her son and make sure her son is doing good. She doesn't want him to feel like she's not paying attention to him. Freaking Mark is in the toilet, just digging around in some poop, just going poop in his diaper as well. And so Dana's like, listen, I have to, go over to Daryl's place, have him see his son because he's been blowing me up nonstop, and I do want to, message him back. And so I will, send him a text and just get back to him and all of his thousands of text messages. So we're going to open up, Vanessa's profile, and it says we're co-workers, we're good friends, and we're growing closer from quality time and closer from memory, so that's good. And there's nobody else really knew that she's met. Dayna is just living her life, ever since her and Daryl split. Of course, Aiden is having an issue, so we're going to go with Aiden. We're going to just go home, and hopefully, hopefully Aiden doesn't, fall asleep on the way home. But, Vanessa's just having one of those moments where she's just upset because it's past Mark's bedtime and it's just time for them to go. So Dayna is back home and she's just going to cook herself something to eat really quick before she heads to bed. And, she's super excited for the audition that she has to go to. And hopefully she nails the audition, you guys. I pray she does. Aiden is still out there. Like, Aiden, please come inside. I don't want anything happening to you. Aiden is Aunt May's great nephew. So Aunt May is a great aunt. But thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. This is Mona Lisa saying spread the word. This is X Sims Life here saying happy simming. And I will see you all next time. Bye, you guys.